just different.
Yeah, you already know what it is. Pure money, baby. I keep a couple in the bag, homie, I ain't gotta brag. Even when the hater try to doubt me, I just got another contract. Watch the dollars follow back. Let me tell you one thing about me. Said I like my money pure. I like my money pure. Okay, I like my money pure. I said I like my money pure. Oh no, I like my money pure. The bag is secure. Yeah, I like my money pure. I like my money pure. I like my money pure. Come and hang with the gang. Get some free game added to your mainframe. Gotta keep your mind sharp, we gotta maintain. And it's even better when the squad on the same thing. Steady swishing on the competition. We ain't tripping about the opposition. We on a mission and we got a vision. People in need, we believe we got it like I give a couple in the bag, homie, I ain't gotta brag. Even when the hater try to doubt me, I just got another contract. Watch the dollars follow back. Let me tell you one thing about me. Said I like my money pure. I like my money pure. Okay, I like my money pure. Said I like my money pure. Oh no, I like my money pure. The bag is secure. Yeah, I like my money pure. I like my money pure. I like my money. Been slept on, money never stepped on. We increasing positivity until the stress gone. Satan tried to hold the squad back, but we kept on. We ain't making this up, no Revlon. I ain't trying to make you blush, but this a highlight. We send the high vibes, homie, this a high life. We rising far above the game, that's a flyby. But we still connected to the source, that's that Wi-Fi. Reception, now we answer the call. This squad taking questions and we answer them all. We don't wanna see you fall, we wanna see you ball. We all gon' eat with the peeps, we gon' feed them all. Couple in the bag, homie, I ain't gotta brag. Even when the hater try to doubt me, I just got another contract. Watch the dollars follow back. Let me tell you one thing about me. I said I like my money pure. I like my money pure. Okay, I like my money pure. I said I like my money pure. Oh no, I like my money pure. The bag is secure. Yeah, I like my money pure. I like my money pure.
What's happening, everybody? I like my money pure. I hope y'all like y'all money pure too. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me here today, man. We got something great in store for you. We're going to be talking about how to reverse engineer a profitable business. I call it cheating, but I wanted to use the proper words today. And we are going to reverse engineer a profitable business to achieve massive success. That exactly is what I have done to generate myself millions of dollars. And I want to teach you guys this exact same method here today. So make sure that you guys are hitting that like button, subscribe to the channel, share this out with 3 other entrepreneurs, business owners that's ready to make some of that real money and do it easy. I mean, easy. If you literally follow these steps, business gets way, way easier than what you think. So make sure you take great notes, but most importantly, take the action. Don't just take the notes. Take the action behind the notes so you can get the results that you want here in life. Don't forget, make sure that you are putting in the chat where you're watching from. You never know who's watching on live or on replay that you could network with. And also, hey, I am a millionaire. Go ahead and put those down there because guess what? No matter what I teach you, if you don't believe it, if you don't think that you can achieve what I'm talking about, you'll never, ever get there. And it all starts with you believing that you're a millionaire. So when you type that in there, take it to heart, because I do. But anyways, man, let's get ready to get this thing started because I can't be here all night tonight. So let me switch my screen here. Oh, wait a minute. Before I get started, I got a major announcement. We're going to really talk about this tomorrow on our live at 8:30. Because that's dedicated to government contracting. But we got some new features added to SB Money Flow, preferably the GovCon Marketplace. And I'm going to show y'all real quick. I'm going to show y'all right now tonight what we have done. So those of you that got SB Money Flow, shout outs to y'all. Y'all can go in there and access the new features. If you ain't got SB Money Flow, you should go ahead and get it. And I'm letting you know, I'm giving you a heads up right now. Once I get all this stuff connected, that price is going to go up. Just let you know. So those of y'all that going to be grandfathered into the current price that it is, if you do deactivate your account and try to come back, you're going to have to pay that upper price. But I'm letting you know, I'm giving you a heads up. Once everything is on here, that price tag is going up. But let's take a look at the new features that we put in here. Now, I know I constantly talk about federal government contracting because, that's my baby and it's standard across the board how federal government contracting operates. But man, we got something major inside of SB Money Flow now. Oh, let me change my screen. I'm on the wrong screen. I don't want to show that one. What about this one? Is that the right one? No, that ain't the right screen. What about this one? There we go. When you get inside of SB Money Flow and you come down here to your GovCon marketplace right here, we got something new inside of the GovCon marketplace, baby. Come on. We got something crazy right here inside of the GovCon marketplace. Now, we can find all of your federal government contract opportunities without absolutely no problem. You know what I'm saying? No problem at all. And we can find the businesses that are doing the federal government opportunities with no problem at all. But you see the feature that just crossed at the top, baby. We got state contracts now. Yeah, now we ain't got all the states yet. That's what I'm telling you. Once we connect all these states, that price tag gonna go up. And you just got to understand it. If you don't understand it, I don't care. But I'm letting you know right now. We got California, Florida, Georgia, and hey, we threw North Carolina in that thing for my man. Man, look, I'm drawing a whole blank right now. Who live over there in North Carolina, man? I don't know why Courtney. Got North Carolina up there for my man Courtney. So essentially, you can come right here, click on Georgia, and guess what's going to happen? All of your contract opportunities. Look, we can see there's 362 open contract opportunities. You can look for RFP, quotes, RFQs, proposals. You can come down here to your categories. You can search your different government types. Come on, baby. We out here moving. So once again, we just added this stuff in here. Shout outs to the team for getting that done. We about to take things to a whole nother level. So once again, man, I highly advise you guys, you better get on the SB Money Flow. But that's what I wanted to show you guys today here. Again, we will go over that a whole lot more into deeper detail tomorrow at 8:30 p.m. We probably just going to talk about all the new features that we got right here. All right. But anyways, today, we got a whole lesson that we need to teach you guys here. We're going to be talking about reverse engineering a profitable business. Once again, y'all need to make sure you take notes, pull your pens, paper out. You got questions at any time, feel free to ask the question and I'll be able to help you out there. But before we get going, let's see who we got in the building. Jeep, what's going on? He said, make sure y'all hit that like button. Y'all weirdos out here. I appreciate you, Jeep. I love and appreciate the support. Make sure y'all hit that like button. We got my man Timothy out here, TTG in the building, another millionaire. What's happening with you? Z is in the building. What's going on with you? Z, Recreated Designs out in North Carolina. What's happening with you? We got Gregory out here in the building. What's happening with you? We got Chris out there in Florida. What's going on with you, Chris? We got Miss Malone. Hey there, newbie here. I've been trying to catch up with you because I saw a video where you talked about a form to fill out regarding not paying taxes for government purchases. Yes, you need to look for a, let me pull this up here. Before we dive into our lesson, I'll go ahead and answer this for you real quick. Let me pull it up. Change my screen here. So if you wanted to sell products to the government, you're going to need to look for something of this nature. It's called a reseller certificate. You can just Google it. It ain't nothing special. Okay. So don't think you gotta, it ain't nothing crazy. I don't pay nobody for this stuff, but that's what it looked like. It's called a blanket resale certificate. Once again, you can just Google it and find it. But what you do need is a sales and use tax number. So you're going to get that through your state. Just Google your state sales and use tax. Once you get that number, you're going to go ahead, put it on this form. And every time you go to work with anybody, CDW, Best Buy, HP, whoever you're purchasing products from, you need to make sure, well, they're probably going to ask you anyways, but you need to make sure you have this resale certificate on there. Like this is Dale's, right? So all you're going to do is put their business name up there and give it to them. And this will force them to not charge you taxes. Okay. Because again, we can't pay taxes if we're selling things to the government. Just FYI, you never ever pay taxes when you sell things to the government. And that's that form that you need right there. And you'll be good to go after that. That's all it takes. All right, cool. Hopefully I answered that for you. Got that out of the way. Larry's in the building. What's going on with you, Larry, out there in Southampton? I said Southampton. I don't know if you're in Southampton or not. I don't know why I said Southampton. I know you're in Hampton. Appreciate you for showing up with us, Larry. Once again, today's lesson, guys, we will be talking about reverse engineering a profitable business so you can achieve massive success. I call it cheating, okay? I just like the term. You know, some people get their panties in a bunch when I say that. So I decided to use the proper words and say reverse engineering a profitable business. That's what you can say to people out loud if you don't want to say that you out there cheating, just FYI. We call that reverse engineering. But we gonna dive deep down in this thing. Now, I got 9 different steps for you guys that you need to take in order to reverse engineer a business. If you follow these 9 steps, again, you're going to be able to achieve massive success very quickly. And the kicker to this, why can you achieve massive success very quickly? Because we're just going to be copying what people that make millions of dollars already do. And you may believe it's cheating, plagiarizing, all those negative terms that people utilize to try to scare you out of doing different things because they're too scared to do it. I'm telling you, it's none of those negative terms. And if you don't believe me, just go look at the rest of the big boys. Guess what all of the big boys do? Guess what Google does, Microsoft does, Amazon does? Either they buy the business that's doing the things that they want to do, or they just copy it. You know what I'm saying? So if these large, massive organizations can copy other people, why can't we? Why can't the little guy do it? I'm telling you, you can. You just got to stop listening to everybody else. Now, I don't mean take every word that they say and, you know, just put that same exact word on your stuff all the time. Absolutely no. That is not what I mean by that. I mean literally focusing on their processes, procedures, paying attention to their colors, their logos, the steps that they take. And hey, why not do the same thing? Wherever they market their business at, guess where you market your business at? Right where they at. And if you follow this path, you don't need me to answer anything for you. You just gotta literally copy what the players are already doing to play. So the first thing that we're going to do, guys, in order to make this happen here, where is my notes section? Right here. The very first thing that I need each and every one of you guys to do is you have to be able to identify a successful business. That is the very first step that we have to pay attention to. Now, I was talking a little earlier on our 30-day challenge. Someone asked me about this because we're diving deeper in the 30-day challenge to this right here as I teach you guys how to cheat. They said, you know, I'm in the trucking industry, so, you know, how do I copy? And they say one of the big companies, you know, that's in the trucking industry. So, you know I say copy the big boy, but, you know, a company that's big in the trucking industry, they ain't really doing this internet stuff. Like they making all of their money on them trucks. They got hundreds of trucks right there. They ain't really worried about nothing else. So I don't really mean copy them per se, unless you want 100 trucks. You know, if you want 100 trucks plus, then by all means, you need to pay attention to people doing 100 plus trucks. I would copy them for that. But for the most part, you guys are in the dispatching world, or maybe you got a truck or two. So we need to now focus on the internet. There's people on the internet right now with 1 or 2 trucks and they make millions of dollars. There's people on the internet right now that have 0 trucks and they make millions of dollars. We want to copy them. Okay. They may not be billionaires, but they sure enough making millions. And then you'll start to see all the courses that they got going on, the community that they got going on, the meetups and events that they got going on. That's the stuff that we want to copy and pay attention to. So again, the very first thing is we have to identify a successful business. Now, you want to select your industry. Whatever industry is that you want to be, that's what we want to pay attention to. Don't be jumping around and saying, I'm just looking for a business that's generating a lot of money. No, I want you to find somebody in your industry that's making a lot of money, doing the things that you want to do, because that's what we're going to be paying attention to. And then you got to take your time and research your competitors, right? I'm not just telling you to copy them, look for the category kings and queens to copy off of. This is our competition. You don't go into a game and not study your competition. Like, I would never, ever enter a football game. Well, maybe when I was like Pop Warner or something. But at this level, like this age, I'm not going to enter a football game and I never took a look at the competition and know who I'm about to face, so I can put together the game plan of how I'm about to attack them and make sure that they lose. Well, that's the same thing with business. You have to be willing to do the research of your competitors, because we coming straight at them. And if you don't know how to operate somebody doing big business, you will get crushed. Okay. So step two is we have to be willing to analyze their business model. You got to be able to see how they are operating. The first thing that we want to pay attention to when we analyze somebody's business model is we want to pay attention to their revenue streams. Now, what I like to call it is the 7 carts of income. You'll probably find 7 different offers that they have going on. We want to pay attention to every single offer. They probably got subscriptions that they got out there. They probably got labor positions that they're hiring employees. They're probably doing some type of services that they got going on. We want to pay attention to all of that because we want to incorporate that into what we got going on. We want to make it easy for ourselves. The other thing when we talk about analyzing a business model is we want to pay attention to all of their costs, right? We want to try our hardest to understand all of their costs. Like, what is their marketing costs? Where are they promoting their business? Are they running Google ads, Facebook ads? Do they have a vendors table that they go to conferences and set up at? Because we got to now put in the budget vendor costs, because we want to put our table right next to their table. If they showed up at the conference in DC every July, guess where we showing up at the conference in DC every July? We right next to them. If they on the main stage, we going to figure out how to get enough money to get on the main stage too. We want to make this process extremely easy, but we got to pay attention to all that they got going on. The other thing that we wanted to pay attention to is what is their value proposition to the industry? What makes their business unique? Why are people selecting them to do business with? Because again, we want to make sure we have that incorporated into the things that we do. If for some reason, we'll probably talk about, matter of fact, I'm not even going to go down that path yet of how to cheat properly and get that. I believe I have it in one of my steps here a little later on there, but you have to understand every business has a unique piece to it that people enjoy, that their customers enjoy. And we got to be able to find that so we can incorporate it into what we got going on. All right. Once again, make sure that you guys are hitting that like button, hit that subscribe button, share this out with 3 entrepreneurs, business owners that want to experience massive success in their business in 2024. Well, here is the trick on how to do it. Now let's get into step number 3. Also, if you guys got questions about any of the things that I go over, feel free to put your question in the chat. And guess what? I will get to it. All right. Number 3 here. You got to study the target audience. Now, I told you we're going to analyze their business model, but now we have to study their target audience, the customers that they're reaching out to, the people that they're making the content for. We have to understand what the demographics of that customer is. Is it women? Is it men and women between the ages of 28 to 38? Is it single mothers? Is it families that just purchased a house within the last 3 months? Is it families that just had kids? Is it somebody that just bought a car? Is it somebody that lives in the city versus the suburbs? Is it somebody that makes $50,000 or $500,000? Is it a business owner or is it a consumer? It's so many factors that we got to pay attention to, because I can't give off the same messaging. Somebody that makes, look, if somebody makes $50,000 a year, the messaging can't be the same as somebody that makes $500,000 a year. Like, if I try to make that messaging the same, I end up capturing nobody. If I don't understand that a person that just purchased a house probably don't have disposable income right now, but yet I'm over here putting all my marketing material to somebody that just bought a house, well, that would be crazy. And these are things that when you go to run ads, you can actually check the box and say, hey, I only want this ad to go in front of somebody that makes $500,000 that lives in the city of Washington, D.C., Miami, Atlanta, right? And now the ads are only going to go in front of them. I only want my ads to go in front of people that watch Friends. I only want my ads to go in front of people that watch sports. The more you know about the target audience, the easier it is to obtain those individuals. But if you don't take your time out to study who that target audience is, well, you rolling the dice every day that you wake up. And I don't like rolling the dice. The other thing that you got to pay attention to is the market position. You got to understand where your competitors are in the market so you can take advantage. You have to realize where they're at. If you don't do this, then again, we are rolling the dice. And that is the scariest place to be in when we start talking about business, rolling the dice. This is often why. This reason right here, studying your target audience, is often the top reason why businesses aren't making it. Because if you don't know how to get leads, that's all this is studying your target audience so you can capture leads. If you don't have a system in place to capture leads, your business will crumble. It's just no ifs, ands, or buts about that. I ain't never seen a business become profitable that can't capture leads. And it all starts with studying your target audience here. Number 4. We got to evaluate our marketing strategies. I love this one right here. I see a lot of people. I was actually in a meeting a little earlier today with a lot of small businesses. And honestly, I heard them talking about, creating content for Instagram. I love Instagram, guys. I've been on Instagram since it started. I love Instagram. I used to love Snapchat or something like that. Like, I have fun on Instagram. But I know my real clients ain't on Instagram. I may find one here and there and every now and then, but I know the people on Instagram don't got the money that I want, nor do they care about this government contracting thing the way that I want them to. So where are all my clients at? LinkedIn. Where are a lot of my other clients at? Right here on YouTube. The beauty of the YouTube clients is usually they're watching all my videos. They get educated first before they purchase. So that's why I like the YouTube clients, because they're constantly watching my videos. And then when they believe in themselves and trust themselves, then they come over to me. On Instagram is where I get all my chargeback people at, because they just out there rolling the dice. And then they get involved and find out that they got to do a little bit of work and they get pissy. So you really got to understand what marketing strategies is your client doing, because odds are they're not on every platform. Odds are they're probably heavy on one platform, max 2. You got to understand, when we talk marketing strategies, how to properly use Google and SEO. SEO is search engine optimization. Well, guys, SEO is on everything. SEO is on YouTube. SEO is on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, your website. It's everywhere. And you may not be thinking of it that way, but I'm telling you right now, in order to find somebody on YouTube, what do you got to do? Search for stuff. In order to look up things that you want to find on Instagram right now, what do you got to do? Go to the top of the bar and search for stuff. LinkedIn's the same way, and so is Facebook. Facebook got groups and all types of stuff that when you search, they pop up. We have to know. How can we be found? You got to get your emotions out the way. I'll give you guys another example. I got these individuals that I used to do a podcast with way back in the day. We ended up splitting apart. They do their own podcast on their own. They got a podcast that has the exact same name of a basketball drill. That's a bad search engine optimization. You can't be found because basketball leads that thing. And I'll give you guys one more example. You could go to Google right now and type Travis Davis, and you probably won't find me till you get to page 2. You can't find me till you get to page 2 because there's other professional Travis Davises out there that play professional sports, and they got articles on different news media outlets. Now, all of a sudden, their name, Travis Davis, has preference over mine because they were on the news media outlets. Their name is posted in places that have a higher score in Google for this search engine optimization thing. So what did I do? I figured out how to get my doctoral so you can call me Dr. Travis Davis. Now, when you put Dr. Travis Davis into Google, I pop up just like that. All of this stuff plays a huge factor in getting massive success quickly. You have to pay attention to that. The other thing when we start talking about evaluating marketing strategies is your messaging. You know, if you're not going out there to pay attention to how, the category king or queen is communicating with their audience, well, you're in trouble. Because I told you earlier, I can't communicate the same way with women that I communicate with men. I can't communicate with a pregnant lady the same way that I communicate with a lady that ain't pregnant. I can't communicate with a guy that's making $50,000 versus a guy that's making $250,000. We can't use the same words. I can't communicate with somebody who loves to live in a city, likes to walk everywhere versus somebody in the suburbs that likes to get in the car and travel. The words can't be the same. And I say the same stuff to y'all in government contracting when it comes to your capability statement. You cannot use one capability statement to talk to everybody because we got to hit them the way that they understand stuff. And the only way that we can hit them the way that they understand stuff is we got to use the words that they understand. If you're not using the words that they understand, then you lose them. So it's very important that you know who you're talking to so you can use those proper words. And you got to also study how are they acquiring these new leads? Are they taking them to landing pages? Do they have them filling out forms? Do they have them sending emails? Are they joining communities? Like, what are they doing to capture the people? Because that's exactly what we want to do too. Number 5, we got to assess the operational processes. Now, shout outs to Connie S. Foles. S is for systems. Well, that's exactly what we want to pay attention to right here. What are the systems in place? How are they moving? Where are they getting their products from if they're selling products? Because guess what? We want to understand that supply chain. We want to understand all the technology that they're using. Are they using something like SB Money Flow? Are they utilizing a Chat GPT and AI? Do they utilize vidIQ to make their videos? Like, what is their tech stack? We got to understand every piece of it because we got to make the investment too. We want to make sure we got the same tech stack that millionaires got. Because there's a reason that millionaires got that technology. See, I often come across people that's running business, and I was there at one point too. I'm not even going to lie to you. I was being greedy. I wanted all the money. And I was scared to invest in myself. So guess what happened? Me not investing in QuickBooks in the beginning, me not investing in a proper CRM, me not investing in software that can record time and document time ended up costing me thousands of dollars on the back end. And it also had me stagnant. I'm right here. I couldn't make no more money because my operation wouldn't allow me to make no more money. I couldn't read no more timesheets by hand. I was losing money left and right by not having bookkeeping in place. I got audited. Stuff all over the place. I'm losing sleep and tons of time because I refuse to invest in the proper systems. And then guess what? When I did go make the investment in the proper systems that the millionaires was utilizing, I had to pay something called an accountant that had to clean up my books. I went from paying $500 a month to an accountant that they charged me $8,000 to go back and clean up all the mistakes that I did in the past because they couldn't fix my books. They couldn't set my books right in the future without going back in the past. And that became extremely costly because of me. I made that mistake by not investing in these proper systems that millionaires are using. So we want to pay attention. How are they operating? We want to analyze and pay attention to the structure of their business. You got the CEO, the CFO, the COO. Do they got admins? Do they got an HR team? Do they got a business development team? How many managers do they got? We want to literally pay attention to all this because that's what we got to put in our business. We want to be a $50 million business. Well, you're going to have a $50 million organization. It don't change. You can't think that you're going to be different. And that's where people mess up. The $50 million business and already gave you the blueprint. You can go to the website and look at their organizational structure. It's sitting right there. Do you have to hire everybody right now? Absolutely not. But do you need to know who you need to hire? Absolutely you do. Do you need to know how much it's going to cost you to hire those personnel? Absolutely. And the minute that you generate that revenue, you bring them on board. It's that simple. If you don't pay attention to the successful businesses and reverse engineer that part down, now again, you rolling the dice. You just out here hiring people because you heard somebody talk on YouTube and say, I need a lawyer. And you just out here paying a lawyer for no reason. You don't even know what you want the lawyer for. You got it for protection and ain't nobody even coming for you. You don't even make enough money for protection. I got people out here talking about they need to get a lawyer and they only make $10,000 in your business. Who coming for you? You think I want to come for you for $10,000? No. I want to go after businesses that make millions of dollars because people sue because they want a payday. They don't sue just to do it. So I'm not going to put that fear in my mind that I got to have a lawyer right now and spend all of this money. But I do want to know who the lawyer is, how much they cost, because we're going to make a lot of money. And the minute that we make all that money, we got to pay that lawyer. Put them on retainer. They'll save your life. Number 6. Oops, accidentally got rid of number 5. Make sure, again, you guys are hitting that like button, that subscribe button, share this live video out with 3 other entrepreneurs, business owners that you know need to experience this massive success very quickly. They want to hear about this information too. Don't be stingy with it. Also, if you guys have questions about anything that I go over, make sure you put the question in the chat and I'll be sure to answer it. Number 6, we got to do a financial evaluation of how they're operating. You got to study the revenue figures. See, once again, one thing about this internet and the time that we in, you can't hide what you're selling. Now, I hide what I'm selling for the most part. Y'all just see like the internet stuff. I don't want to say I'm hiding what I'm selling, but I don't talk pricing for my consulting. So you guys won't see that pricing because my pricing is based off, the problem that the customer wants me to solve. So I ain't got no pricing for the consulting side, but you get to see all my other pricing. You get to see exactly how much people are charging for their books. You get to see exactly how much people are charging for their courses. You get to see how much people are charging for their live events, because guess what? Again, if they're making millions of dollars, it's a reason that they got their price tag there. Now, I had a conversation with one of my friends the other day. She's starting our business out and she goes, well, Travis, I'm starting a business that, it has no risk. Well, I ain't never came across a business that don't got a risk. I don't care what you think your business is doing, but there's always a risk in business. Anytime you process a transaction, there's a risk there. And what ends up happening, if you want to play this low ticket game, this low ball game, you want to charge people $49. I don't want to charge people a lot of money. I don't want to break the bank. I want to be different. I'm just doing this as a hobby. I care about, okay. All right. Well, you know what happened when you keep charging that low ticket price? It's this thing called chargebacks. You may have thought that you had a no risk business, but anytime you process a transaction, there's the risk of chargebacks. That's just the first risk. And if you playing around with these low ticket items, $20 here, $100 there, one chargeback costing you $25. One chargeback can come 68 days after you'd have made the charge and you'd have spent the money. Like, the chargeback is coming. And now all of a sudden, the money coming out of your pocket now, because the chargebacks cost more than what you were selling. So this is why people have higher prices. This is why we want to pay attention to what is the competition charging, because here's the kicker. They've already been through the chargebacks. They've already been through all that fraudulent stuff that consumers bring to business owners. They've already experienced all the losses. That's why they set their price at that price. When people are always crying like, oh, people charging too much money for their services. Well, the reason they're charging that money is because that money got to cover all of the losses that clowns is trying to bring to them. And trust me, it's clowns coming out every day. I ain't never seen a business owner, entrepreneur, or nothing that ain't got clowns trying to enter their ecosystem. And a lot of times they make it through. Those prices got to cover lawsuits. Those prices got to cover your AC and electricity wherever you at. Those prices got to cover your salary. Those prices got to make sure you eat. That's the reason that people are charging these prices. And if you don't pay attention to it, you're going to be playing this low ball ticket game and you're not going to survive, because you can't make enough money processing a $20 transaction all your life. It just don't work that way. If you don't have no money right now, or even if you do got money, for instance, myself, I got money, but guess what I use all the time? Other people's money. You need to pay attention to where is the company, where is the business owner, that entrepreneur that's extremely successful. Where do they get their money from? Where do they get their loans from? I tell y'all all the time where I get my loans from. You go to travisknows.com. You go click on the funding tab. That will take you to filling out a form so you can schedule a meeting with Ladder Financial Group. That's the company that I work with. That's who funds my projects. Why wouldn't you go to them too? I don't know. You also want to understand their financial management. What resources are they using? And you can pay attention to all of this stuff, guys. You can figure all of this stuff out very easily if you buy the person's stuff. But when you go to buy the person's stuff, you buy it real slow. What do I mean by buying the person's stuff real slow? When you go to their beginning website, the very first link that you click on to take you to their website, you stop right there and you take a screenshot. because we want to pay attention to every step. We want to make sure that we understand every single thing that they did to make a person purchase. So if you purchase on that first site right there, good. We want to pay attention right there. If you got to fill in your information and then it takes you to the next site, we want to make sure we slow down, fill in the information. As it takes us to the next site, we want to go ahead and screenshot that. We want to screenshot the purchase order form. What is all the information that they wanted us to fill out? We want to screenshot the headline and make sure we pay attention to the big bold print. We want to pay attention to the colors that they put on the website. We want to pay attention to how many times we had to scroll down on the wheel to get to the bottom. We want to pay attention to all of that because we want to recreate the entire thing. We are going to ultimately find out what systems they're utilizing to check out when we go to check out. You need to purchase their products or service so you can see the full system. What do I mean by seeing the full system by purchasing the product? Matter of fact, I'm going to ask you guys in the chat. What do I mean by saying you can see somebody's full system if you purchase the product or service? What are you going to be able to see when you do that? I know it's the full system, but what exactly are you going to now be able to recognize when you buy somebody's stuff? Put it in the chat. But of course, I'm going to tell y'all anyways. Tell me the minute that you've purchased somebody's stuff and you didn't get an email or a text message or both. Tell me that email didn't have all the information in there for what you just purchased. Tell me that you didn't get an email 2 days later, 3 days later as a follow-up reminder or whatnot. Essentially, when you purchase their product or service, you now get all of the emails. You need to pay attention. I purchased this product on Friday. I purchased this product Friday at 4:00. I got an email Friday at 4:01. I got another email from the company Sunday at 2 p.m. I got another email from the company Monday, 8 a.m. Because all I'm going to do is copy the same flow. Like literally, I'm paying attention to the time in between emails. Now, emails, I'm copying the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? This ain't no public information. You got to be in my email system to even see the email, which means you got to purchase my stuff to even get the email. So I don't mind copying the whole email of somebody who's already successful with me. The kicker is they already know what words to put in the email to spark the emotions. Now, here's the other thing. I know I said purchase their products and services, but you're going to sign up for their freebies too. If they got a newsletter, you're going to sign up for it. If they ask you to be put on a list, you're going to sign up for it. Because again, we're going to set up the same thing. If they give out a freebie, damn it, we giving out a freebie too. If they got a newsletter going on, and guess what? We got a newsletter going on. If their newsletter comes out in black and red, our newsletter is coming out in black and red. If they put a headline at the top of their newsletter that only got 3 words, I'm only putting 3 words at the top of my newsletter, and it's probably going to be the same 3 words that they use. The reason I'm doing this is because no business out here is going to allow spending money on emails and all of this stuff and not make money in return. Nobody's just going to lose money and not make money. So if that freebie they're utilizing over and over again with these emails, that email has the words in it to spark the emotions to make them go buy, or else they would have never sent the emails out. This is what I mean when I say you got to pay attention to everything that's going on. You got to understand their finances. The best way to do it is to buy it. Number 7, we got to evaluate the customer's feedback and experience. This is the key. This is how you take people's clients. Now, I'm going to show you guys an easy way to do this. I love this way. This is why I'm showing you guys this. This is one of my favorite methods, okay? I can come here to Amazon. And everything's built like this. Now, let me explain something to you. People try to tell me all the time that Kobe Bryant is not the number one NBA player in the world. How many of y'all believe Kobe Bryant is the best NBA player in the world? Put a 1 in the chat if you believe Kobe Bryant is the best player in the world. Put a 2 in the chat if I'm crazy. Now, see, I say this because I'll say this out loud, and I got people that veins is popping out the side of their neck, veins popping out their forehead, trying to tell me how crazy I am. And then they go through all of these stats of why Michael Jordan is the best or why LeBron James is the best. And I mean, they just spend time and time and time trying to convince me that what I just said, Kobe Bryant is my favorite player and he's the best. They're trying to make all of these stats to tell me Kobe is not the best. And 4 hours later, I still ain't changed my mind. 4 years later, I still ain't changed my mind. Well, this is the exact same thing that people do. People go, let's take government contracting for instance. People say, well, Travis ain't the best government contractor out here. He talk like this, that, and that. Well, you can't tell my tribe that I'm not the best. You know what I'm saying? You may be talking about somebody else, but you can't tell my community I'm not the best. Because they're 5 stars. They're 4 stars. They're indoctrinated into what I got going on. They believe the way that I talk because they operate and move like me. Now, here's the kicker. Not everybody in my community is like that. I know it's some clowns that I got in my community right now. I know it's some people in my community right now looking for an opportunity to try to destroy it. Well, guess what? The internet has provided a way that we can see all of that stuff. So let's type in somebody like Grant Cardone. Let's say you in real estate, right? And you understand Grant Cardone is making all the money. Well, guess what? The beauty about where we at today, I can come click on Grant Cardone's 10X book. I can see, well, look, 1,100 people have left a rating. He done sold way more than 1,100 books of this. That's just the people that left a rating. But let's do some math here real quick. Well, I ain't got to do too much math. I ain't got to pull out my phone. 1% or 2% of 1,100. I guess I got to do math now. I don't know. I know what 1% is easily. Let's see what 2%. 11,469 times 2%. That's 229 people. 229 people do not like Grant Cardone. But guess what? They don't know where else to go. That's why they purchased Grant Cardone's stuff. They purchased Grant Cardone's stuff because he's the only one making the material out there. He's the only one that understands how to make a book called The 10X Rule and put a yellow background right there with an X in red to spark the attention. He understood how to make the title the only difference between success and failure. He got it. He knew how to spark the emotions enough that the hater right here, John Taylor, still bought the book. He bought the book and then he's pissed. So mad that he left a 1-star review. Well, if I read through this, guess what John is telling me? He's telling me, Travis, if you copy every single thing that Grant Cardone did, you will get me to buy. But if you just copy everything that Grant Cardone did, you'll get me to buy and I'll be a 1-star. But if you come down here and you read my problems that I had with what Grant Cardone created, and then you put in your marketing material, that extra little sauce, and you make sure that you say, hey, we eliminated whatever problem they had, What's that? The book is about giving massive amounts of effort, yet the author gives zero effort when it comes to quotes. So I put in there, we got quotes that have heavy effort. I'm just using their words. So now all of a sudden when they come to my stuff, they already know I've done my research and taken my time to figure out what was the problem that 229 people didn't like. Now, the beauty about this, I told y'all earlier that we're going to go market ourselves exactly where Grant Cardone was marketing himself. I'm going to go set my booth up right next to his booth at that conference. And now all of a sudden, I can't convince the 5 stars that Grant Cardone ain't no good. I can't convince the 4 stars that Grant Cardone no good, but everybody tries to do it. Every single day, they try to convince the 5 stars that Grant Cardone ain't good. I hear it on Clubhouse all the time. You can't. But if you come down here to these 1 stars, matter of fact, there was 229 people with 1 star. That's another 229 people with 2 stars. That's over 500. Well, no, that's 460 people that are saying, hey, is anybody else out there that's willing to help us? And then you got some 3 stars just confused. They in the middle and they wishy-washy. You make it convince them. But I'm telling you, if you focus on the 1 and 2 stars, you got yourself plenty of customers. And then them 1 and 2 stars is going to become your 5 stars, and they going to protect you from the other 1 and 2 stars that will enter your operation. No ifs, ands, or buts about that one. So hopefully you guys understood that process of evaluating customers' feedback. This goes to courses. You guys can go to Udemy and do the exact same thing with courses. Read the reviews. All of it. You can go read. Again, I ain't seen a person that don't got no haters. Number 8. You got to come up with an implementation plan. You done did all this research. You done did all this data dump of figuring out how your perfect customer is operating. Well, now we got to put together a plan of how you about to implement this into your own business. It's called the business plan. How many of you guys have a business plan right now? Be honest. Put a 1 in the chat if you got a business plan. Put a 2 in the chat if you don't have a business plan. I'll tell you, the first 3 years of business that I got started, I ain't had no business plan. I thought it was stupid. But without a plan, I already know what's about to happen. Extreme failure. You got to have a plan on how you want to move. Because this thing called business entrepreneurship is nothing but a science experiment. I know all of y'all went to science class. It was a requirement in grade school that everybody attended science. So you can't tell me that you don't know science. Well, science is running a business. Guess what you couldn't do in science? You couldn't mix 2 chemicals together without having a hypothesis. An educated guess. Well, in order to get an educated guess, you had to read some stuff first. And based off what I read, I believe in my hypothesis, if I do X, Y, and Z, I'll get the result of A. Well, sometimes we took the science experiment and turned out to be F. That wasn't the result that we wanted. Our educated guess wasn't quite good enough yet. But if I didn't write it all down, that means that now I would have to guess about what I did previously, because the brain can't remember everything that it did. I don't care how much you try to make your brain remember everything. It just can't, because the brain works too much every day. Like right now, I'm over here noticing this bottle that's sitting on there while I'm talking to y'all, because the brain can pick up so many different things at one time and process so much information in just 1 second. We are literally tripping out on it, trying to expect it to remember things that we do every day. So it can't remember what you tried to do 2 weeks ago for your science experiment. But if you write it down, and when you do the experiment and come back to it, the brain go, oh, I remember what we did right there. Maybe we should make this one little tweak right here and then go do the experiment again. That's what a business plan is. The business plan is an educated guess, which is the science experiment, the hypothesis. And in that business plan, just like your science experiment, you predict the results that you want on the other end. And then you go do it. Sometimes it turns out good. Sometimes it gives us the results to tell us we got to make change. But the beauty about it, when you got a business plan, you don't have to change everything. You just make one small tweak and you go do it again. And the other kicker about a business plan, your business plan was only going, your business plan had a goal in there to make $1 million. Well, when you make that $1 million, guess what you now got to go do? Change your business plan. Because the business plan can't get you to 2 million if you didn't do it like that. You wanted it to go to 1 million. We constantly got to go back and look at our business plan all the time. You got to get in a habit of looking at your business plan once a month, once a week. It depends on how many actions you take and depending on how often you need to look at that business plan. You have to look at your MVP in that business plan. You got to know what products ain't serving you, right? You got to understand everything about your product. What product is making you the most money? What product is serving you the least? What services should you cut back on offering to other individuals because ain't nobody buying it? What services should you dive deeper into because this is what the people want? You have to understand each and every product, and every product got a price tag on it, and every product got an expense to it. Every service got a price tag to it. Every service has an expense to it. See, if you ain't never ran payroll, you don't understand all the expenses of employees. You think is I just pay them $28 an hour, or I charge $52 an hour. That ain't how that works. It's payroll expenses. I often laugh at employees all the time. My job ain't paying me no money. They make all the money and they just paying me pennies on the dollar. Well, first of all, nobody made you take that job. You chose it. You probably didn't negotiate yourself good enough. That's your fault too. But this business owner got this thing called expenses. You may think they making a whole lot of money on it, but they got to cover the payroll. They got to cover the electricity. They got to make sure that the doors stay open to the building. They got to make sure you got your vacation because you love to call in sick. You love to party with your friends on Sunday and don't make it up on Monday. Well, somebody got to cover all of that. That's why they charge more to the client, to cover your expenses. To cover the expenses that the law of the United States have created to allow you to utilize. To cover your 401k match that you want. All of this stuff that you want. See, until you start having the employees, you don't quite understand it yet. But when you put together the business plan properly and you pay attention to all of this, it'll tell you how much that stuff costs. The next thing in your plan that you got to pay attention to is you got to make sure that you launch quickly, you document everything that's going on, and most importantly, you ask the people who purchase to give you feedback. Buyers will teach you how to get more buyers. Window shoppers, we don't listen to. You know what I mean? People tell me all the time, Travis, you need to stop cursing. Well, you didn't buy the damn product, so why am I listening to you? Because the people who did buy the product, every time I talk to them, they tell me just be yourself. They love the way that I talk. If I would listen to the window shoppers, they'll make me lose all of my customers if I'm over here talking all proper and stuff, making sure that I don't use the language because the window shopper, they told me they want to take me in the church. I never asked to be in the church. Don't try to take me somewhere where I didn't ask to be. And I'm okay. If the church folks don't want to buy the stuff that I got going on, I don't give a damn. They not really my perfect customer. Now, crazy part is I got church folks. They in my programs. They get on my live calls. They don't have a problem with my cursing. Do they curse? No. Did they try to sun me or look down at me some type of way? Because no. Never pay attention to window shoppers. We only want feedback from people who are buyers of what we got going on. They will always lead us the right way. Always. So that means that you should have a whole feedback system set up, and you'll probably see that when you buy that category king or queen's products or services so you could cheat off of them. And last but not least, we got to monitor and adapt. What do I mean by monitor and adapt? We have to be willing to pay attention to something called KPIs. What is this? Continue without Travis Davis. I don't know what that was for. All right. It's something called KPIs out here. Key performance indicators. You can't run a business without having KPIs. The KPIs let you know your performance. It lets you know what you should cut back on. It lets you know what you should increase doing. It's a reason why I go live 3 times a week streaming. It used to be 1. But my KPI said you should do this more often. Without the KPIs, I wouldn't be doing it. And then I would be wondering why we ain't reaching the goals that I wanted. We in 2024. It's technology out here that would tell you everything that you're doing right or wrong. The other beauty about the KPIs is it helps with that science experiment. The KPIs are going to tell you what to go back and tweak. If you do a campaign for the freebie and ain't nobody getting the freebie, the KPIs tell you, like, look, 1,000 people came to your website and only 5 people registered. Well, we got a problem. It can't be the freebie because our freebie is the exact same freebie that our category king or queen was already using. Chances are it's our messaging. Or if the numbers was really that bad, chances are something broke. Something ain't working in your system that's not moving people to the next stage, and your KPIs will be able to show you that. You know how many times before I started diving into KPIs, I was just doing stuff and I'm like, man, I did a live webinar. Tons of people told me that they was interested in the live webinar. I put it out there and ain't nobody sign up. Well, when I go look at my KPIs, I seen 1,000 people came to my site and then they just stopped. Well, obviously, I forgot to check my own system. I forgot to see if I could process myself through the whole operation that I went through. Come to find out, I forgot to set the button to take them to the next page when they put the information in. So when they put the information in and they click submit, it just stayed right there on the page. I didn't program the button to go to the next page. Simple things like that is what the KPIs is going to tell you. The other beauty about monitoring your KPIs and adapting to what the KPIs tell you is that this is going to keep you in front of people's eyeballs. It's going to keep you on trend of what's going on. If you guys don't do this stuff, again, it's just going to make it a harder process for you all. So hopefully you guys take this information and you take it back and learn how to cheat, the proper terminology. You learn how to reverse engineer profitable businesses so you can experience extreme success very quickly. These are the methods of how to do it. It's just that simple. The beauty about it, you ain't got to pay no coach or guru or none of that stuff about. You need to pay the people who are already doing what you want to do so you can figure out how their stuff is operating. Pay them. Buy their stuff and buy it slow. And you'll have all the answers that you need. And then if you need a coach after that, then go get that coach that can help you figure out, like, well, look, Travis, I have all of this stuff that my competitors did, and I tried to build it how they had. Can you take a look and now tell me what I'm doing wrong? Well, that's a whole different story. I know what you need now. But just to come to me and, hey, I want to make more money, well, it's going to make it harder for yourself if you don't know who you want to copy. Because everything that we do over here, we cheat. You ain't never heard me ever say that I built anything from scratch. I don't build nothing from scratch. Never have, never will. It's too stressful building things from scratch. It takes a long time to make money building stuff from scratch. Just look at the people who build houses. I commend them. You know what I'm saying? I see the people out here talking about, you can become a developer. Well, it takes a long time to get your money back as a developer. But I could go buy a built house right now and flip it in the next 30 days. I could do that 10 times by the time they build one house. Because I cheat. This is what I'm trying to tell you guys. Cheating or reverse engineering happens every day. And you now need to get your mindset in a place that, hey, I'm about to go reverse engineer somebody that's real profitable. Are you going to make the $100 million that they're going to make? No. But if I put 2% plus 2%, that takes me to 5%. And then I get the other 5% from the 3 stars, that puts me at 10%. If I could take 10% of my category king or queen that's making $100 million, don't that put me at 10? I'm okay with making $10 million. I don't know about the rest of it. Hell, I'm okay with making $1 million. You know what I'm saying? But now I get to do it quick. And I don't have to go through all the heartache and the pain of starting from scratch. I will never, ever tell you guys to start from scratch. That's all I got for you guys today. Drop a fire emoji down there in the chat if you picked up anything that I put down. Don't forget, I'll put the link here in the chat. Make sure that you guys visit travisknows.com. And when you guys get over here to travisknows.com, matter of fact, let me go ahead and pull that up for you. When you guys get over here to travisknows.com, I want you guys to do something. I want you guys to scroll down right here, and I want you to join my private community. It's completely for free. We got some amazing individuals in here doing amazing things. I want you to get yourself around like-minded individuals. Be a part of the community. Break bread, share love with everybody. It's completely for free when you go to travisknows.com. And when you get over there to travisknows.com, the other things that you can find, I told you, you need money. Okay, you can come right here, access funding. It's all right there. If you need QuickBooks, oh man, I think the deal of QuickBooks is gone too. Let me see. You can still get 30% off for 6 months by using that link. So make sure that you guys, that's going to keep all of your books and your records. Get yourself QuickBooks. If you good with your credit, you know how to pay people their money back, go ahead and get that Amex card. I may have to do a whole live video on how to use Amex and points so you can live a luxury life completely for free. Yeah. If y'all ever see me travel or something, I ain't paying for it. You know what I'm saying? Amex paying for that thing. If you guys need consultations or anything, that's right here. If you want to get SB Money Flow, or if you want to join the 30-day challenge. Again, the 30-day challenge is going to teach you guys about this reverse engineering way deeper than what I went over today. We already kicked it off. It started June the 2nd. It ain't too late. After June 6th, we can't take no more signups because you'll be too far behind. But by all means, it ain't too late to get into it right now and change your life. And last but not least, if you want to figure out the books that I'm reading that are changing my life, download my reading list. Every single book that I read is that I have read is right here. I'll tell you right now, one of my favorite books is right here at the top. That's why I got it at the top. Let's Get Real or Let's Not Play, because I don't play when it comes talking about this business. And I learned it all through that book right there. And my second favorite book that most people would probably think I'm crazy is the Maxwell Leadership Bible. I don't read it for the biblical principles and things of that nature. You know, I ain't trying to tell you what's right or wrong with what you do in your life. I ain't nobody's judge, jury, or executioner. I don't want to sign up to be that. But this book right here called the Bible, it teaches you principles of how you should be moving and operating each and every day. I'm just telling you the truth. It's telling you exactly how to generate more revenue for yourself. You know, There's a reason. Listen to me. There's a reason why bad people were rich. And there's a reason why rich people are rich. It's actually the same exact reason that the bad people are rich. Because in the Bible, it literally says, if you do what I tell you to do, you will experience massive success. You will get all of the riches. It didn't say that you got to be good to do it. If evil people follow the steps and the principles that's laid out in the Bible, they become extremely rich too. That's why scammers are rich. Because what do? They wake up every day scamming. You know what I'm saying? The principles that the Bible told you to do, they do every single day, and they get rewarded for it. They just evil people. But I'm telling you, if you a good person, if you really want to, figure out how to do this thing, it's all sitting right there in the Bible. I even got a video lesson that I made right here on YouTube. I forget which lesson it is. You can go back and watch it. But what did they say? The richest person in the world, King Solomon. What did King Solomon ask for? Wisdom. What did King Solomon do with his wisdom? He kept talking. The more and more he talked, the more people that heard him, the richer that he got. Ain't that what scammers do? Ain't that what good people do too? See how the principles, they don't change? As long as you focus on the principles as laid out in the Bible, you too can become massively rich. So that's why look, that book is crazy right here. When you really break it down. And the Maxwell Leadership Bible helps me do that right there. But look, I ain't trying to preach to y'all or nothing. That ain't my duty, man. You go figure out your own judge, jury, executioner. But I'm telling you right now, if you want to experience crazy principles, it's right there in that Bible. Anyways, guys, that's all I got for you all tonight. I hope y'all enjoy it. Don't forget, 8:30 p.m., man. 8:30 p.m. tomorrow. We are getting crazy right here. I'm letting y'all know. I got to show this to y'all one more time, man. Shout outs to the team, man. Shout outs to the team. I just seen it today when I went to go open it up. Courtney, I don't know if you're still on here. Courtney, you still on here, man? We got this just for you, Courtney. State opportunities. We now have state opportunities inside of SB Money Flow. Once again, we're going to be adding more states on, but we got 4 states right now. California, Florida, Georgia, North Carolina. You click on these bad boys, you can find all the opportunities available in your state. North Carolina got 339 open opportunities right now. All of them sitting right there. Oh, man, I love it. So, yes, we will be diving into this more tomorrow, going over government contracting with SB Money Flow. You don't want to miss it. Once again, make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, share this out with 3 other entrepreneurs and tell them get on this thing tomorrow at 8:30 p.m. so their mind can be blown too. Drop a fire emoji down there in the chat if y'all picked up anything out of tonight. Once again, I appreciate each and every one of y'all hanging with us. I love you all. I hope that y'all have a blessed day, blessed night tonight. And y'all know what it is. Y'all know what it is. When the music go off, I go. I'll holler at y'all. Y'all have a blessed night. Love you.
Pure money, baby. I keep a couple in the bag, homie, I ain't gotta brag. Even when the hater try to doubt me, I just got another contract. Watch the dollars follow back. Let me tell you one thing about me. Said I like my money pure. I like my money pure. Okay, I like my money pure. I said I like my money pure. Oh no, I like my money pure. The bag is secure. Yeah, I like my money pure. I like my money pure. I like my money pure. Come and hang with the gang. Get some free game added to your mainframe. Gotta keep your mind sharp, we gotta maintain. And it's even better when the squad on the same thing. Steady swishing on the competition. We ain't tripping about the opposition. We on a mission and we got a vision. People in need, we believe we got it like I give a couple in the bag, homie, I ain't gotta brag. Even when the hater try to doubt me, I just got another contract. Watch the dollars follow back. Let me tell you one thing about me. Said I like my money pure. I like my money pure. Okay, I like my money pure. Said I like my money pure. Oh no, I like my money pure. The bag is secure. Yeah, I like my money pure. I like my money pure. Been slept on, money never stepped on. We increasing positivity until the stress gone. Satan tried to hold the squad back, but we kept on. We ain't making this up, no Revlon. I ain't trying to make you blush, but this